beat around the bush. Have you heard of that? Beat around the bush?
Yes, but I forgot already.
Well, when you beat around the bush, you're avoiding to explain something. You know, you know, like a politician. A politician. They beat around the bush all the time. In America, in England, probably in Thailand too. You ask a politician, well, they say, I'm going to build you a new highway. And you say, well, how will we pay for that new highway? And they don't really give you a straight answer. They beat around the bush. They just, you know, sort of like, well, you know, we'll figure out a way to pay for it. They don't give you a straight, definite answer. That's beat around the bush. You avoid a specific, a detailed explanation of something. Beat around the bush. So let's use it again in an example. If you go to buy a new car and you ask the salesperson, do you guarantee that this car will not break down? And he says, oh, of course. And I said, well, what will you do if my car breaks down? He says, oh, you know, well, I'll explain it to you later. You know, he's beating around the bush. He's not going to give you a definite answer to your question. That's beat around the bush.
Insurance money also.
Yeah, yeah. And sometimes when you buy things from a store and you want to ask for details, the salespeople will beat around the bush. They won't give you a definite answer. They won't give you a that's beat around the bush. What?
No.
Oh, of course. Yeah. So, well, we'll get started with some new things. Let me get turned on here. So, when do we use good and when do we use well? And actually, English speakers, people who've spoken English all their lives, they get this mixed up frequently as well. It's a common mistake in English, but I'm going to teach you the right way, okay? It's a simple rule. It's an easy rule to remember. We use good when we need an adjective. We use good to describe or modify a noun, okay? And we use well as an adverb. So we use well when we need to describe or modify a verb. That's all you need to remember. So, if we wanted to say that she is a good dancer, we would say good because we're modifying a noun, dancer. But if we said she dances well, we have to use well because well is modifying how she dances. You see the difference? Got it?
Yes.
Okay. That's all you need to know. Class is over.
Let's
Pretty simple, huh? Now, when you use big, longer sentences, sometimes it gets a little more complicated, you know. But the thing to remember, and if you remember this, you'll never make a mistake, is we use good when we're describing a noun. We use well when we're describing a verb.
So between good and well, which one better? Well is better than good.
Well, yes. If yeah, we call this comparative and superlative. So if we want to compare two dancers, we would say she's a good dancer, she is a better dancer.
It means she well. She dances well.
Yeah. She dances well, she dances better.
Better.
We would say better.
And best if it was.
And best is when best is better than everyone, you know. So she dances. She is a good dancer. She is a better dancer. She is the best dancer. Okay.
Dance well.
But if we were modifying a verb, we would say she dances well.
Yes.
She dances better. She dances best.
But I can say all of them.
Yeah. When we use good or well when we're just talking about one person. But if we're comparing two people, then we would say better and best, regardless of whether we're using good or well.
I say all of them dance well. To say that too. Even best, better, and good, but they cannot say all of them dance well. Cannot.
No. No.
Thank you.
No. Now, you know already that in English we have many exceptions, right, to the rule. We have a rule, then we have all these exceptions.
But they difficult for us. Difficult for us.
So here is an exception. It's not really an exception, but, okay, we use good when we're modifying a noun. We use well when we're modifying a verb, but sometimes we use well as an adjective. We use well as an adjective when we're referring to someone's health. So, he could not attend class because he was not well. See, well is referring to health. Now, well is actually referring to he. So if we followed our rule, we would say good. He could not attend class because he was not good. But since we're referring to his health, we have to use well. Okay? That's all you need to know. It was easy, wasn't it? Want to practice a few? Yeah, we'll practice a few. So let's look at page 26. We'll practice them. And
Teacher can use he not book. He is not book. He couldn't attend class.
say that
He
again.
not book. He is not book.
Yeah.
He could not attend class. Can say.
Yeah, I mean, he could not attend class because he was not a good boy. Yeah, we could say that. If we said, let's say that we had a student who young children, okay? And we had a student who was misbehaving, behaving real bad. And then I said, you cannot attend class because your behavior's not good, okay? So in that case, good morning, Sawadee Krap. In that case, I could say he did not attend class because he was not good, because I'm not referring to health, I'm referring to his behavior. Yeah, see, we use well as an adjective when we're referring to health. If we're referring to something else, and we're using it to describe a noun, we would say good. So we'll do some practice, okay? Yeah, we'll do some practice. And so we just went over good and well. Have you done that before? When to use good and when to use well? Okay, well, we'll practice it. It is an easy word. Okay, so we're on page 26. I'll do the first couple, okay? I'll do the first two. Did you hear what I just said? I will do the first couple. Do you know what couple is? Couple is two.